on June 3rd at 3:33 p.m. Officer O'Connor, or Sergeant Oconor from the 5th Precinct, County of New York, there in Manhattan, calls my phone from a no-caller ID number to tell me this. Hello?
Hi, this is Sergeant Oconor. I'm calling for Mr. Joshua Killer.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Hi, how are you?
I'm all right.
Hi, you made a report in the 5th Precinct about Mrs. Catherine Brooks.
Yeah, Mrs. Captain Brooks.
I just need to know, where was the location that this actually occurred? Was this downtown by the courts?
She works in the Office of Attorney General. If you look up her name online, you'll see that she's a part of the National Association of Chief something, whatever it is. But she's online. Like, she has like a description online of her work, her line of work.
Oh, that's fine. But where did you actually go to the courts at all to speak with her, or was this all like by phone?
What I did was the interaction began when I filed my instrument, not my instrument, but my claim, my notice of tort claim. That's the beginning of a lawsuit. That's the first stage, first step you take. So I filed the notice of tort claim with her office to extend the time period under the statute 11 and 10 of the Court of Claims Act, to extend the time period that I have the time to file my lawsuit in any court. So what she did was she committed mail fraud, and her actions met every element of the statute 18 USC 1341, and she sent it back to me and made misstatements in a letter that she had placed in the envelope with...
Did you at any point though go into the courts, or was this all correspondence over mail or email or things like that?
All corresponded to the mail, like with the mail service that I paid for, and I lost honest services from the Attorney General's office and from the USPS Postal Service mail delivery. So this was all dealing with mail delivery. It had nothing to do with the courts directly. I was sending it there to extend the time period for me to file my claim with the court. So that's the whole purpose behind filing a notice of tort claim, is to preserve your right to file your claim. And when you do it with your office, you extend that for a period of time, a little bit longer than one year and 90 days. So I have here the original misdemeanor complaint that I wrote up to it, and I gave it to the lieutenant. The lieutenant turns around and rips it up. That violates my constitutional right to petition the government for redress of grievances. He rips it up, tells me he wasn't going to include it anyway with the complaint report. That's not fair to me. I have a right to First Amendment right to petition the government, and he's telling me these things. He's infringing on my First Amendment right. Okay. And I explained to him one act can constitute more than one offense. He excludes that the offense of coercion. I had on that.
I'm sorry, sir. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Sorry, I apologize about that.
No problem. So, the cop called.
Okay, I just really wanted to just to make sure that you was I gonna say that you
how it started.
That this did not happen in the courts. That's what I was trying to figure out.
This didn't happen in the courts. This happened with email. I mean, not email, but mail delivery correspondence. And
I got it.
So what's going on is you said you're Sergeant Oconor, right? So you're trying to understand. I guess he must have gave it over to you so that you can deal with it. But Yeah, one act can constitute more than one offense, Sergeant. And you should know that. He should know that. I know that because I'm a student. So I gave him a misdemeanor complaint because the act constituted more than one offense. If you look carefully at the coercion statute 135.60, coercion in the third degree, subsection 8 of that statute is the same act, refraining and refusing from performing a duty. The only difference is between the coercion subsection 8 and subsection 2 of 195.00 is that the actor is acting to affect the person adversely. Either way, if you're depriving somebody of a benefit and services, that still affects them adversely. So it's the same thing. So one act can constitute more than one offense. And that's why I had put that in the, that was the importance of you guys receiving the complaint, the misdemeanor complaint. He took a copy of mine and he kept it for a brief period and then ripped it up. You know, that's not cool. You know, like, can I submit that back to you guys so that you can include it with the complaint? Because I have a right to submit supporting depositions as a victim. And that's the victim's rights law. You know, I also have a right to submit a victim's impact statement.
Okay. I'm just writing down. You're telling me. What I'm going to do is forward this over. And the proper people that's supposed to take care of this, they will, because this is not necessarily a police department matter.
What do you mean it's not a police department matter?
Because the police department investigates crime. This sounds more civil.
No. I specifically gave the instrument, and I can come in and give it to you too. Since you're there right now, I come in right now and give you the instrument again so that you can see the mens rea and actus rea of the crime. Okay, a person depriving a person of a benefit in a public accommodation meets the mens rea. It shows the state of mind of the individual, the intent to deprive the person of, a right. So I'm telling him, just like I'm telling you, that this offense that was unauthorized that Mrs. Brooks engaged in was unauthorized. Okay, so not only did she intend to deprive me, she intended to go and commit acts that were unlawful. All right, mail fraud is unlawful, so it's unauthorized conduct. It's also unauthorized as a state official to use your office to secure exemptions and privileges, unwarranted exemptions and privileges for a defendant in another case, all right, that I filed with her office, the claim that I filed with her office. So that's what she did. You understand?
Right. So that's not the police. So that's going to be listen to what I'm saying. That's going to be a civil authority that's going to handle that. That's not the police department.
Yeah, it is the police department. You're supposed to be enforcing the law impartially, and you're not doing that.
Not
you disregard
civilly.
and tell
not
me
civilly. That's why they have. Listen to me. That's why they have like things like landlord tenant court or civil matters court, because that's outside the purview of the police department.
Her actions met the statute, the subsections of the statute. Ms.
Sir
O'Connor. So that's what that is.
Sir.
So what you're doing is you are selectively prosecuting when you tell me that. It is a criminal matter.
We don't prosecute. The police department does not prosecute.
That's what prosecution is. This is the
beginning
stage of prosecution.
The police department does not prosecute.
The prosecutor's office. That's what the courts are for. You're not doing that when you do this.
So I'm not saying that you don't have...
You are obstructing justice when you're saying that. Yes, you are. You are hindering prosecution. You're sitting here trying to render criminal assistance to Mrs. Catherine Brooks and to Mr. Brosis, or whatever his name is. That's what you're doing, okay? You're harassing me. This is aggravated harassment.
You have no report.
This is aggravated harassment. You're telling me that it's civil and it's not police matter. That it's not criminal, basically, and you don't do prosecutions. That is a lie. Okay, you're supposed to be enforcing the criminal penal law, and you're not doing that.
But this
right?
is not
It has
criminal.
nothing to do
That's
with
what I'm
civil.
trying to tell you. It's
I'm
civil.
telling you nothing about. I'm telling you everything about criminal statutes that you're supposed to be enforcing impartially. That's not impartial enforcement. That's selective prosecution.
Listen to what I'm saying. The police
listen to what I'm
department,
saying, because
the
what
police
you're doing is
department
breaking the
enforce
law,
the
man.
New York City Police Department enforces crimes that occur in the 5 boroughs of New York City.
Okay, and that's a crime.
No, listen.
A crime
criminal
is
matters.
a probable cause.
There's
Probable
2
cause is
kinds
mens
of
rea
crime.
and
There's
actus
3
rea.
kinds
What
of
you're
crime.
doing is
There's
you're
criminal,
aggravating
there's
harassing
civil,
me
and
right
then
now.
you have like
You're
traffic
engaging
law.
in aggravated harassment. All right, right now, this very moment, you're breaking the law.
Okay, sir. I'm
you're breaking
gonna
the
hang
law
up,
because
okay?
you're hindering prosecution.
I'm gonna refer your matter
I reported something
to where it's
yesterday. You're
supposed to
sitting here
go,
talking about
okay?
a civil. And she hangs up.